This episode is brought to you by Modern Goaltending. Modern Goaltending is hosting 2 camps this summer. Our first camp will be hosted in Alabama at the Pelham Civic Complex in Pelham from July 16th to 19th. And our second camp will be hosted in Florida at the Community First Igloo in Jacksonville from August 2nd to the 4th. Both camps include professional goalie and shooter coaches, as well as off-ice performance testing and training. Our camps serve dietitian-approved meals, while also hosting multiple classroom sessions hosted by our dietitian, life coach, and video coach. The goal of our camps is to better each individual athlete by giving them new on-ice tools to work on and improve their game. Off-ice, our classroom, workouts, and testing sessions are designed to provide athletes with insight and information on what they need to work on moving forward in their hockey careers, while also giving them a glimpse into what it's like to be a professional athlete. To sign up for one or both of our Modern Goaltending camps, please visit moderngoaltending.com/camps. Link in description. We're back at it. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
That's what they say.
I don't even know what that means. I just know it means like you're... To my knowledge, it just means that you're awake. You're excited?
I think so, yeah. You're excited and ready.
Because you're bright-eyed?
I don't know. But yeah.
What does having a bushy tail have anything to do with being excited?
I think it's better than a droopy tail, right?
Yeah, droopy tail means that you're not happy.
Bushy tail, yeah. Right.
I might have a droopy tail right now.
I think a lot of people could relate to that, brother.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Everybody has those weeks.
Let's try and brighten some people's days, including our own. I can't even talk today.
Well, I already got something that's not going to brighten your day.
What?
And that was, we had to make an extra comment on the Bauer pads from last week.
Oh, yes.
And that was that when we would travel on the road, after a while of Austin using them, when we would travel on the road, when we would open up the pad bag, his pads would stink.
Like cat piss.
Yeah. But it wasn't from sweat. It was literally from like them being waterlogged.
Yeah.
Just from being used on the ice.
Oddly enough, I feel like there was multiple times growing up when like your teammates would bring their gear home that their dogs and cats would actually accidentally take a piss on their gear, and they would smell like cat
Mark their
piss.
territory.
Right. But with our pads are always at the rink, so I know for sure there was, I'm pretty sure that nobody took a piss.
No, it was so consistent. It was so consistently only your pads and not mine.
Yeah.
Unless whoever it was just enjoyed your pads.
I mean, maybe, and it was only the one set of Bauers, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just know it was Bauers. That's all I can say.
I think it was just it. I only remember it from 2 seasons ago, and it was those white ones, the white Bauers.
Yeah, it was at least the white Bauers.
Yeah. So there's that.
Okay, that's just something that we left out last time that we wanted to make sure, as far as our equipment reviews go.
Yeah.
We put that in there this time.
Yeah. Again, we're not going to be leading.
And I think it's fair.
Yeah, we're not going to be leading the Bauer marketing branding here, but that's not what we're here to do.
We're never going to recommend something that we don't really like and use ourselves.
No,
or that we know plenty of people like and use, and plenty of people do like and use Bauer.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this podcast at the moment, we were just talking about last episode what we use and why we use it, and that's just another thing to throw into the old kettle there.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one. That's why we made sure we came back to it right off the hop.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I said we got that out of the way before we got into anything else, because I just wanted to make sure that was covered.
Yeah. Well, we did it. If you can't tell, I mean, okay, so first off, Hayden's still sick. He's been sick for like 5 or 6 days. I've got family in town, and we had a blast this weekend. We took them, what did we do on Saturday? Saturday we took them to Barber's, biggest motorcycle museum, I believe, in North America, which probably means the world, right? Or maybe not. There's motorcycles are popular in Europe.
Yeah, I feel like they do some motorcycle. They have the Isle of Man in England.
I don't know
where
what that
they
is.
race for like, I think it's in England, where they race for like miles, and it's like on streets. They're going like hundred something miles an hour
Okay.
through like city. It's crazy.
Sounds like it.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. They like street racing in Europe.
Yeah, I feel like it is more of a European thing. But now we're doing that in NASCAR, but that's a conversation for a different time.
No, we can talk about that now because I don't think I like, what do we call them, road courses in NASCAR? Is that the right term?
Yep.
I don't think I'm a fan. I had it on yesterday, and now, mind you, like I said, I have family in town, so we were cooking dinner, we were in and out of the pool, blah, blah, blah. But I still just couldn't get into it. And like you said earlier today, you were like, but there was a ton of cautions, which was awesome, which I agree. Cautions make NASCAR even better. Everyone loves a good caution.
Yeah.
But it was like 7 cautions in 40 laps. And it was like, man, I just wanted to see the boys go extremely fast in a circle that I can see them all at the same time on the TV, which NASCAR is constantly trying to do. But then as soon as you get them on a road course, it's like, I don't even know what I'm watching.
Yeah, you got to go with the flow.
How many turns are in Sonoma?
I think I want to say 11, 12 maybe, if you count that last little dog leg, 12.
Okay, so that is, in my opinion, that is 8 too many. 8 turns too many.
4 turns.
So yeah, not a fan of road courses. But maybe as my NASCAR fandom increases and I get more knowledgeable, maybe I will. Just like NASCAR itself, I used to not even.
See, it's not like F1 though, because F1 they have to avoid each other and they do the road courses like that. In NASCAR, you can hit each other, and you're on a road course,
which clearly they like doing because there were 7 cautions and 40 laps,
which is great.
I'll get into it. This time next year we'll readdress this. They're not going back to Sonoma, are they? This year?
I doubt it.
Thank God. Is there any road courses left?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be like Coda or Charlotte. Yeah, in playoffs.
Yeah. They go back to Coda in playoffs.
Yeah, pretty sure. No, sorry, Charlotte Roval. That's what it always is. Charlotte Roval, not Coda.
Anyways, all right. So last episode we discussed a lot about the NHL playoffs. We kind of weeded through our predictions for the first round, kind of what to look out for. We obviously talked about Bobrovsky. We talked about Skinner.
For the finals? The finals, yeah.
Yeah, for the finals coming up. So today being Monday, when we're recording this podcast, Game 2 hasn't happened yet. So let's just talk about Game 1 a little bit.
Game 1 was just Saturday night. That's what, June 8th?
Yeah.
Kicked off the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah. We kind of just you watched the game, correct?
I watched a good portion of it, but I didn't get to watch all of it.
Okay, that's kind of like me too. So we just before filming this podcast gave ourselves a little bit of a recap and watched about a period and a half, and it refreshed my memory on the game at the very least. One thing I'll start it off just because this to me is the most interesting goalie thing that I saw since or about Game 1 was it was somebody on Instagram. I don't remember the account. They had a post, and it was regarding Florida's second goal on Skinner. Okay. And more or less the caption basically just said, should Skinner be in his reverse here? Okay. So I want to talk about this because in simplest terms, basically it was a play that you see probably, 7 to 10 times a game?
Well, I think it depends on the play that you're defining, because if you're seeing 7 to 10 one-timers from the slot with a guy by himself in a game, you need completely new defense.
What about between the two?
You need a new hockey club.
Right. What about between the two goalies? Would 7 to 10 be a fair number?
I mean, maybe, but hopefully, again, you're talking about a guy by himself in the slot, one-timer, nobody around him, ripping it wherever he wants.
Yeah, maybe that's a high number.
Hopefully that by itself, a low to high one-timer to a guy between the hash marks, all by himself, does not happen.
Couple times
7 to 10, yeah.
Couple times a game.
Couple times a game.
Often it gets blocked. Often it gets fanned on.
Okay, sorry. So but blocked means that there's somebody there. So that's a different situation.
Which in this case scenario, Darnell Nurse was not there. He was on the post.
He was on the post.
Can you paint the picture of the goal for the people listening? Because I don't know if I can.
So the puck's basically below the goal line to the right of the net, just off, I think, the trapezoid, where the trapezoid touches the boards. And I want to say it kind of bumps up towards the goal line first and then spits out. So like it's not like a direct pass. It's like they're battling for it. It spits out towards the goal line. Then it gets passed to Evan Rodriguez coming into the slot between the two hash marks. Does that sound right?
It does.
It's a little bit of a ping pong or a pinball.
It was either that. You're usually right when things like this, but it was either that or it got passed through Darnell Nurse, which is why Skinner kind of hesitated for a second.
Well, that's another part of it. It did get passed through Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
But I want to say before it went through Darnell Nurse, it even went up and then through Darnell Nurse.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's assume that's correct. Okay. It doesn't really matter to me because the question is, should he be in his reverse on this play?
Well, but the reason that I think I did bring that up, well, I guess there's a couple questions because the reason I did bring that up is almost again in a little bit of a defense of Stuart Skinner,
right?
Which we've been doing a lot on this show.
Yeah, we have been, and to start the playoffs, we said he wasn't really our guy.
And if you have to, but yeah, right, and he's still not, but he's still playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I think you have to give people credit where it's due, and criticism where it's due. And I think if there was some criticism that needs to be sent his way, we would say it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
But we haven't really seen it. So, the reason that I bring up that it might have pinballed is because I think he starts to go into his RVH. He gets it because the puck, he doesn't go into his RVH right away, right?
I don't think so.
I think when it pinballs up towards the goal line from the boards, he then transitions into his RVH, and that's why he's there to begin with. So he may be on his feet when the puck's behind the net there, and if that's a direct pass, he just goes to Evan Rodriguez's blade.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And but the reason he doesn't move from his feet is because the puck squirts up to the goal line, and when the puck's that close to the net on the goal line, you don't really want to be on your feet because it's so easy for someone to just poke it or whack it and it goes off the side of your skate or the side of the inside of your, I guess, inside foot in the net and can carry him into the net.
Yeah, I would be very uncomfortable on my feet in that situation.
Right, because there's too many holes, and along the ice it's tough to seal. Just standing on your feet when the puck is right next to you on the goal line. You're kind of like trying to use your skate blade to seal that post, and that's all you got instead of a full leg pad.
Right.
Okay? So that's why I think he went into his reverse, and I think that it makes sense, and I think that it's a good move and the right move in that situation.
Right. Because
clearly the Florida Panthers stick gets to it, which is how they get it to Rodriguez in the slot.
Right.
That Florida Panther stick could have also maybe redirected it on net, and if you're not already down, it could easily just go off the side of your foot and in. And then think about what everybody would have been saying if that happened.
Yeah, they would have been like, "That's a weak goal."
Right.
Where's Calvin Pickard?
Where's Calvin Pickard? They would have been calling for Calvin Pickard again. So you want to make them score the hardest goal possible. Right, it's much harder for them, hopefully with your defense, to generate a wide open one timer in the slot than it is to just poke a puck along the ice from the side of the net and it to hit off your skate and in.
100%.
So you got to think he's defending against that.
Right. So this specific goal actually went in above his elbow.
Yeah, I think it went in the bend of his arm actually.
Right.
Yeah.
So you and I were talking about it. It wasn't the goal went in not because he was in his reverse, which is what the video I saw was asking.
Yeah, could be.
The goal when he gave himself a chance by being, in my opinion, in his reverse to do an easy bump off his post to a cross ice slot one timer.
Yeah.
What he didn't do was, again, what we talked about either last episode or the episode before. What I'm not very good at is the chicken wing.
Chicken wing would have been the right move.
Does he have a 580?
I want to say he's got a 580.
I think he has a 580.
I think he has a 580.
And that goal.
So theoretically, we might have to pull up a picture of him.
Yeah.
But theoretically, then he should make that save.
He should have
caught that puck.
Yes, according to me, yes.
According to your argument last week,
yeah,
he should have caught that puck in the pocket.
He should have had a better chance than someone without a 580.
So maybe the real question is, what glove should he have been wearing?
I don't think the glove matters in this situation. I think it's a one-timer from Evan Rodriguez in the National Hockey League that you have no chance of stopping unless you probably get a chicken wing on it. Or cheat.
Well,
or fly out.
The problem is the puck is coming so fast from that spot. Yeah. You almost have no time to react. It's got to be a read before it comes off the blade.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
And you can see he tries to react, and when you don't get a good read on it and the puck's going there, your first reaction is to try to react with your glove, but it's just too late and there's no chance.
Right. Let me ask you this, goalie coach. Why didn't Skinner just fly out at that guy to the top of his crease and take that shot to the chest?
Well, he could have, but then if he's flying out, Evan Rodriguez could just push it around him.
Yeah, he could have.
And then just tuck it into an empty net. Yeah, I don't think his positioning was bad, because it had to go through basically where his body was.
Yep.
Now, hindsight, you could have also made the argument that he could have just gone straight across to the other post because really that puck hit the very middle of the net. It just happened to go over the bend in his arm.
Right, but I think maybe what happened was because there was hesitation, and like you said, when he was in his reverse and he was about to bump off, he hesitated because, like you're saying, you think it got touched somehow.
Yeah,
by the goal line.
Yeah,
right. So he might have just been late getting there because it was an unexpected play.
I think that's part of it. Yeah,
yeah,
and you got to think at this point in the game, it's the beginning of the second period. He hasn't seen that many pucks yet. I want to say he's only seen like 3 or 4 shots.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So now he's already given up 1 goal, which was a backside one-timer because the Oilers can't communicate on the back check. Look at who was on the ice at that time. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Okay, so he's already given up like 1 goal and 4 shots. The first one being a backdoor one-timer by Verhaeghe.
Yep.
And so now, he hasn't really gotten a chance to see the puck or feel the puck.
No.
So now he hasn't really gotten to see or feel the puck. Now he's just had an 18-minute intermission. They come back on the ice for the second. He's really still not settled into the game yet. And then the next thing he knows, he's got Evan Rodriguez ripping a one-timer from the hash marks or below.
Yeah,
right in front of him.
Yeah, good luck.
Off kind of an unexpected play.
Yeah, it's a tough play, man. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, Rodriguez made a sick shot. He put it in a spot that's very difficult for a goalie to make a save.
But I wonder, and this is where the shooters would have to comment. But I wonder if he aimed for that.
Yeah, because he hit the middle bar.
The puck hit the middle of the net. And usually when shooters, they don't want to hit the middle bar, right? No. They want to put it in a corner where the goalie's not going to get it. So it's like, did he purposely just hit the very middle of the net? Did he know that?
That's a good question.
And it's,
he might be the only one to answer that.
And he probably was thinking, well, I'll just try to go over his glove.
Yeah, probably.
And at the angle that he was at, because it was, the one-timer came from his left side. So he's a righty.
Yeah.
So he's shooting it across his body, which is a really tough one-timer for a righty in that situation, especially to aim it. Mm-hmm. And they almost have to follow through to the corner, like the corner to where the puck came from, or else they're going to miss the net. They're going to flub it into the corner on the short side that their stick is on.
Across body one-timer is it's a difficult shot.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So he's got to almost follow through towards the corner. It's hard to place it perfectly. So, but he's in the NHL. I would be surprised if he got some touch on it that just put it in that little spot that's at the at the bend of Stuart Skinner's arm.
Yeah. I mean, and oftentimes on one-timer plays like that, especially when they happen so quick, an NHL player or any player is really, like, as goalies, we got to realize in a play like that, it's going to be difficult for the player to have time to pick a corner. They're probably just going to put their head down, and especially on that play, it's not like Rodriguez knew that puck was coming to him either.
He didn't know it till Probably he saw it coming to him last second.
Yeah, we're talking like half a second.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So he has hockey sense, obviously. So he's like, okay, this puck is coming to my stick. And he's just trying to elevate it.
He's just trying to get it on net.
Yeah.
And elevate it.
Yeah.
Because he knows it's fast, and he knows that his best way to beat the goalie in that situation is with speed.
Yeah. And Skinner's in a good spot.
Yeah, he
probably sees that.
He got to a good spot.
He sees that the bottom of the ice is covered by a gigantic goalie.
If he's even able to look, like he might not have even been able to look because it was so fast. He might have just thought, okay, I'm just going to try to get this up short side, and he missed a little bit too far to the middle of the net.
Yeah.
And that just happened to be over Skinner's arm, over his elbow.
It was a hell of a play. Good shot.
Yeah, great shot. Hard save.
Very hard save. In my opinion, he gave himself a chance by being in the reverse. It was just a tough play. It was hard to read that play, and the guy made a good shot.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't even know, even if he wanted to fly out, I don't even know if he had time to.
No, probably not.
Like he might have gotten at a little bit of a weird angle because he's thinking, oh, I'm going to fly out, but then there's like, oh, there's no time. So then you try to flatten it a little bit, but it might be too late.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough play. Want to move along?
No, because I want to make one more comment on this goal.
See, this is why I always ask. I don't want to just move on without asking you. No. Let's hear it. What do you got?
Because I don't know the other comments that were on this goal, but if you watch their defenseman on this play, the one that's supposed to be guarding the post, he's standing there with two hands on his stick off the ice. The puck goes literally, when he puts his blade on the ice, literally where his stick blade would have been.
Yeah.
If he just had his stick on the ice.
That's on him.
Yeah, but that's an NHL defenseman in the finals. I feel like stick on the ice in the scoring areas offensively and defensively is like something you learn when you're 8.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's one of their best defensemen, or supposed to be anyways.
One of the highest paid.
Yeah. Second high. Well, no, he is. I think he is the highest paid on the.
Is he their highest paid?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's got to be. There's no way they're paying another D-man the same amount he is, and paying Draisaitl, and paying McDavid, and paying Hyman, and have Campbell in the American League making the $5 or $6 million.
I forgot he was making that in the American League. That's sick.
For 5 years.
That's awesome.
And he's on
He'll
year
be back.
2.
He's got
one or
back.
2.
Really?
He's on year 2, I think. Yeah.
He might only be year 2.
I think he's going back. He's going into year 3.
I think you're right.
Whoa.
So now he should be standing there with one hand on his stick on the ice. Is his stick still in the same position? I don't know. But if you're gonna stand there with two hands on your stick, at least have your stick on the ice.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
It would have just that puck would have literally bumped right to his tape.
Yeah. For the record, and maybe it's just the accounts I follow or the algorithm that it has me hooked up to.
I think that thing's got you hooked.
I think so too.
That's my theory.
But it doesn't. I didn't see one clip about what you're talking about. I didn't see one clip of. I saw clips of them saying, should he be in his reverse in regards to Skinner? I didn't see one clip of, should Darnell Nurse have one hand on his stick, or at the very least his stick on the ice. I didn't see it. But maybe it's out there.
No,
like I said, maybe it's not in my algorithm.
He had two hands on his stick at his waist. As he's obviously he knows he's supposed to be guarding the middle of the ice. That's why he's standing where he is, which isn't a bad spot.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, what good is your stick in the air?
I don't know. No, it's not good at all.
What good does it do?
It's a flag.
Yeah, he was legit carrying a flag.
He was carrying a flag. Okay, well, you just tell me when we can move on, because we just talked about this goal for 22 minutes.
Okay, I think that's all I got.
Actually, that's not true. We tackled NASCAR for a bit.
I wanted to make that claim, too. Just there's more people on the ice.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, moving on. We'll close out game one just by talking about Bob a little bit. If you're listening to this podcast, you're obviously a fan of hockey, or you're a fan of hockey. You're probably watching the NHL playoffs. Bobrovsky's been solid all playoffs long, actually all season. Was he a Vezina candidate?
I want to say he was top 3, yeah. Third maybe.
Anyways, so game one, he got a shutout.
Of last series.
Did he not get a shutout the other night?
And he got a shutout the first game of this series, too.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so Bob is playing good. He looks good. We just watched that little game recap, and it reminded me how good he looks. I could watch him play all day, man. Like his details are insane.
Yeah, it is. And the as much as I hate to say it seemed like the Panthers kind of got it taken to him a little bit in the third period the other day.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about the Panthers is it's like when they're under siege, they do seem to be able to recover well.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know, but they'll like give up. They'll give up like what I want to not shot. I can't think of it right now.
Like a
they'll
grade
give
A?
up no, like when they give up when they get tired and they get stuck in their zone.
Yeah.
They'll give up shot attempts, but not shots on goal.
Right.
So like they'll give up shot attempts. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. That's like one of the most common things you always say.
You're sick. We're tired.
Right, that's what it is. So
you're good.
they'll give up shot attempts, but not shots on goal. So they'll find a way to make it, we're stuck, we're tired, but we're going to somehow give up something that's relatively not as dangerous. Like, at least Bob might have to make a save from the outside. If someone's going to walk downhill and wire it, one of us is going to eat it, or we're going to force it to miss the net, or we're going to get a piece of it, and it's just going to hit Bob.
That's a good team, man. Like they obviously have some sort of system in place where when they get tired like that, I don't know if it might be as simple as 5 on a die and they just close the house down. I don't know. I have, to be honest, I haven't really recognized it as well as you have. But one sign of a good team is when you aren't feeling good or you're not the flow of your game isn't where you want it to be, is minimizing those grade A chances against. So there's going to be moments in the game where, as a team, you struggle. Now, a good team, when they're going through that, doesn't struggle as bad and have as many mistakes as an average team or a subpar team.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what it is. I just noticed when I was watching the third period of Game 1, like Edmonton, like I said, seemed like was kind of taking it to them a little bit. They would possess it in their zone more. They would have ozone time. They would be, again, kind of racking up the shot attempts. But relatively from the attempts they got, there weren't many grade A's, if any, and there weren't a ton of shots on goal. I think they ended with maybe 13 in the third, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But still, maybe a little concerning for the Panthers, because you can, only play like that for so long before you're going to give one up. You're going to give a few up.
Yeah, but how often do you see in the NHL playoffs, in the finals specifically, they always, like, goalies just steal series. And they're often Conn Smythe winners because of it. Like, I could easily see Game 2 go the exact same way.
I think lately, goalies have not had to do as much to win in the finals from what we've seen. Like Adin Hill last year, I thought
That's
Vegas
true.
was the better team and they stomped them.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
Darcy Kemper the year before,
he
would give up like a clapper from the blue line that he could see the whole way, and then Colorado would still win like 5-2.
That's a good point. The last 2 years. Yeah.
You have Vasi the year before that.
Yeah.
Which I think he did get the Conn Smythe. But again, in the finals, I don't know that he necessarily had to steal it.
Probably not it wouldn't be as big of a steal as if Bobrovsky had to play like he did in Game 1 every game they win for the rest of the series.
Yeah, if Bob had to play like that the rest of the series to win, it's going to be either he's getting the Conn Smythe or they're not winning.
I was going to say, he's getting the Conn Smythe, and they should give him the cup. He should have like 2 cup days.
Yeah. Yeah, at least. But like even I remember some of the ones that they won with Corey Crawford, the Hawks. Like the Hawks were great, and Crawford had to be good enough to win. Then you had Matt Murray with the Penguins, young guy, really, did what he needed to do, but I didn't feel like he had to steal Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. Why do I feel like when we were growing up, it was like, was it different, or am I just?
I don't think it was. I mean, well, first of all, you were loving the goalie a ton.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe I just thought, like,
but think about like you had Tim Thomas in 2011 against the Canucks.
Yeah,
and
I remember that one.
Yeah, he was great.
Whatever. Still sour. Keep in mind, that's when I was a huge Canucks fan. Like, huge.
Right.
Luongo was king.
So, right. So, okay, that was kind of a steal. But other than that, I'm trying to think of other cup winners.
Oftentimes the goalie that's playing the best in playoffs actually loses in the finals.
Like J.S. Jaguar.
Mika Kiprusoff.
He got the Conn Smythe and lost.
Yeah, which is sick. Has it happened since?
Mika
No.
I don't think so. Mika
No.
Kiprusoff.
Dwayne Rollison.
Great. Yeah, Dwayne Rollison.
Luongo. He had a shutout. I saw it because they had it was either ABC or ESPN, whatever, or Sportsnet when I was watching the game on Saturday. They had a little thing after the game that said it was the first Game 1 Stanley Cup Finals shutout since Luongo.
Oh.
So Lou had a shutout on
Lou
Game 1.
In the finals, in the 2011 finals.
And they were showing, so Bobrovsky, I think, had 32 shots on Saturday, which was the fourth most saves in a shutout in Game 1. And number 1 was Luongo with 36.
Wow.
36 save shutout in Vancouver, I think.
Bobby Lou. Yeah, it had to be.
It would have been.
Because Game 7 was in Vancouver, wasn't it?
Right. Yes, it was. Thus the riots. The Vancouver citizens tore their city apart. I don't blame them. I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, but Tim Thomas was on another level that year too.
Yeah, he was. He was the bear hunter.
Yeah,
I think I'd get along with that guy.
Beware the bear.
I think I'd get along very well with Tim.
He's a bear hunter from Vermont or no Michigan.
I don't know,
or Vermont, but either
a lot
way.
of people don't like him for some reason. Did he do something?
No, he's got some. He's a bit of an odd guy.
Is it politics? Does he not?
He has had. I think he has had. I think he's posted stuff on his Facebook, and then I remember he has this famous interview where the Bruins reporters are asking him about it, or reporters in general, and he's like, "That has nothing to do with the Boston Bruins. That's me and my personal life."
Yeah.
So next question or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they asked him like 4 times, and he just walked away.
Good. Do we not love this guy right now?
Look, I've always loved Tim Thomas.
I'm sure his political views were awesome. I don't know. And I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm sure there was nothing wrong with them. I shouldn't say that. Maybe for all I know, they were bad. I shouldn't say that. I'm just going. The only reason why I said that was because everything that I know about Tim, I like, except for the fact that he literally stole a Stanley Cup from my childhood.
I want to say he's posted some stuff, and then when the Bruins won it in 2011, he didn't go to the White House.
Who was in? Okay, yeah,
those were some of his.
Not even ask.
Those are some of his things.
Okay. We're only 6 episodes
there you go.
in, and we're already talking about politics. All right, moving on. So Bobrovsky looks good. Very, very excited to watch Game 2 tonight. I'm going to be looking for 2 things. One is going to be, this isn't going to be breaking news. I'm just going to be watching Bobrovsky the entire time just to look at the details of his game. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Within that,
saw that coming.
Yeah. Within that, the one thing with Bob that I'm going to be looking for is right at the beginning of the game, I want to see if he's chasing pucks, because oftentimes, you and I, because we watch him so much, can know right away when he's probably not going to be playing his best.
Well, when he doesn't feel his best.
Yeah.
But they could still very easily win.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, there's no way the Panthers should have to rely on Bob to bail him out this game again.
Right. 2, the other thing I'm going to be looking for is, how do I word this? I'm going to be looking to see how Stuart Skinner, if he gets scored on early, how he handles it.
I think he's been doing it great.
I think he's been doing a phenomenal job. And where my concern is, and I don't know where this comes from, it has nothing to do with him. This is just from, I guess, history and what I've seen out of goalies. How long can he keep doing it? I feel like he gets scored on early and then he's just solid. It's almost like he likes getting scored on early because he plays sick after.
Maybe it just takes the pressure off him.
I don't know, but I've noticed that since you and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and now it just seems to keep happening. So I'm gonna have my eye out for that. But to be honest with you, I think the Oilers are gonna come out guns a blazing today.
Well, yeah, they came out guns a blazing in the third last game.
I think they're gonna capitalize though. And I hate that for Bob, but
okay. Well, I don't think it'll affect him. He just seems so confident in there. Just not confident, just able to let things go, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying I think that the Oilers are going to pelt 3 on them in the first period. That's what I hate.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're coming, man. Now keep in mind my game prediction. I don't remember if I said this on the pod last week, but my game 1 prediction was Oilers and the over. So always fade me.
So you're basically just going to turn around and say, okay, but I know I'm not credible, but this is what I think's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, I have no problem admitting that my opinion is not credible. It's really not.
Well, I'll be interested to see that.
Yeah,
and I think what'll be most interesting for me is to see what sort of changes the Panthers make to maybe stifle Edmonton's zone time a little bit more.
Yeah,
and their possession of the puck.
Good luck. Because I think the reason why the Oilers are there is because it's nearly impossible to handle their offensive attack. But I say that while keeping in mind that the Oilers aren't a perfect hockey team for reasons that we've explained for 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, they have their own. Everybody's got their own issues.
Right. I think it's more so about capital. If you're an opposing team against Edmonton, it's not so. Yeah, yes, you have to contain them, right, to the best of your ability. But you have to understand you're not going to be able to for the entire 60 minutes. I think it's more so about capitalizing on the opportunities that are definitely going to be presented to you when the Oilers have brain farts.
Yeah, definitely that, which they will have them. That's one of their MOs.
Yeah,
it's one of their things.
Yeah,
this is what makes them the Oilers.
Every game,
the Oilers.
Every game. I mean, I never talked about it until you and I brought it up on the podcast because I just like to ignore it and pretend it's not happening. But it literally happens every game.
Yeah.
Every game, there's 1 or 2 goals against the Oilers that are completely avoidable.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing about playoffs is that's all it takes.
Yeah, and they're playing against the best team in the NHL right now.
No matter how good, right.
Like, what do we...
You're the best 2 teams in the NHL, so you make a mistake, the other team is going to capitalize.
Yeah, we're not playing the Chicago Blackhawks right now.
No.
That was a direct shot.
Not the 23-24 Chicago Blackhawks.
No. I tried to think of another team that struck. San Jose Sharks. I should have said that.
They have the first overall pick. That would have been a better one.
It would have been. They were brutal this year.
Did
they have under 20 wins?
I don't know. That's tough, though.
We've been there.
They set some records. Yeah. I'm not saying anything about them.
Did we have a single-digit win year? No, we didn't.
I don't think so.
The bad year. What was that, 3 or 4 years ago?
Which one? Which bad year are you talking about?
The one after COVID. The one after the half year.
So the second bad year.
Yeah, where we played a full season.
In a row.
Yes, but yes. Did we not have 11 wins? Or did we have more than that? Am I underselling us? We had more than that. We probably had 17 wins.
I think we had more than that, and I think we probably could have ended up with more than that.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
We had stuff wasn't bouncing our way.
For reasons that we don't need to discuss.
Some games it was just man, why is nothing going our way?
We used to go into games for 2 seasons. You and I would go into games whoever was starting, the backup would look at him I feel so bad for that guy. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Because you know you're getting anywhere from 30 to 50 shots And you know
Right.
you have to have luck and you have to be playing sick to let in less than 3.
Yeah, I find the best way is just not to think about that before the game.
Well, I thought about it before every game.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
I never thought about
Are you
it.
kidding me? Oh my God. I thought about it when you were playing. Be like, oh man, that's why you got so many pats on the back. You got this, buddy. You can do it.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm out of energy.
Yeah, that's okay. It's been a long. You've had a long weekend. We're just getting back, starting the week again.
Yeah. We had to record early this week because, like I said, I've got family in town and we've got some plans. We're heading out to Tuscaloosa for a little trip and Tennessee for a 1.5-day trip. This is going to be a big week.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. We got some roofing stuff to do this week yet.
Yep. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
But my last comment on the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I will be interested to see what Paul Maurice changes as far as what they're going to do. You know, they probably didn't feel like they played their game anyways last game.
Yeah.
Felt to me like they were trying to survive a little bit too much instead of kind of take it to them the other way. So I'll be interested to see what they do different this game compared to last game, and I don't know, just maybe differences with how they manage the puck or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have to keep it out of the Oilers' hands. You want to keep it in their end. You want to make them go 200 feet all the time.
Yeah, which I think the Panthers, that's kind of their MO too, right?
I think it is.
Get the puck in and just hound them.
Yeah.
And if you do that enough times against the Oilers, they're going to give you so much.
Yeah, they'll turn it over.
Yeah. What's next? We've got a list of things to talk about. It's just a matter of weeding through which one, because there's a couple of things on this list that would probably take us an hour and a half to weed through.
Oh, at least.
I don't know. I mean, I wrote this down and I don't remember why. That's how mush my brain is today.
Does that say SVP?
Yeah, but I don't understand the note.
You wrote that down during our Stuart Skinner. When we were talking about Stuart Skinner's RVH thing.
Oh, I remember what it was.
That's when you wrote that down.
I got this. Thank you. Okay, so I don't have exact numbers.
Okay.
But they're insanely high to the point where I want to get up and go look it up, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Again, post-game one on, I believe it was the Sportsnet broadcast. They had another animation. See, animations, I'm a visual guy.
You're good when they give you the animations.
Right. If they say it to me, I'm going to forget it.
Right.
But if they put it in a nice, colorful picture for me on the TV, it'll stay.
You got it.
We've discussed on this podcast the importance of covering, and when I say covering, I mean just making saves, covering the lower 3/4 of the net, because what are the stats?
Well, from last year?
Yeah.
We talked about, well, out of like something like 36 goals that Bob gave up, or 34, in the last 10 games of the season, 28 of them were in the lower 3/4 of the net.
Okay. So this is a sick sign that Bobrovsky is playing out of his mind.
Okay.
They showed a stat that 20, roughly, out of like roughly 25 goals that Bob has let in this playoff have been on the top, I'm going to call it third of the net.
Okay, so a little bit close.
Think about that.
Think
about why that's sick, though.
Yeah, that is sick.
He's stopping
everything in the bottom part of the net.
In the bottom 2/3.
Yeah.
I'll find this animation. I might even post it on our social media so people can see it. It is, when I saw that, I was like, okay, that right there is a sign that this guy's playing out of his mind, because on an average stat for an NHL goalie, you would have, what did we say? If you stopped everything below the top quarter of the net, you'd have like a .980 save percentage.
Based on the last 10 games the Panthers played last year. In the finals and the round before the finals.
Right. So he's basically stopping everything below that quarter, the top quarter.
Yeah. Top third's a little bit more generous.
It is generous, but that's what I think.
Bigger.
That's kind of, if I remember from the animation, it would have been more like top third than top quarter.
Which is good though still. So if you took it to top quarter, it might be he stopped 24 out of 25 goals.
Yeah, something like that. Isn't that insane?
We don't know. Yeah, that's crazy though.
He is playing out of his mind good, and it's showing. I mean, they're in the Stanley Cup final, and he got a shutout in Game 1.
Right. But that's awesome though. He's taken away all the lower part of the net, only allowing them to score up high, which is when the commentators on the broadcast go, well, he just needs to open the stick blade up and elevate that puck. And it's like, okay, well, he's got Aaron Ekblad about to chop his arm off.
Cross-checking him in the hips.
Yeah. You can't, you're not just going to, hang on, Aaron. Let me shield your cross-check a little bit differently so I can elevate this puck. It's like, no.
Right.
I'm about to get eaten alive in front of the net. I'm trying to get it on net as fast as I can, and I don't have time to move my body around to elevate the puck.
Right. Yeah. And guess who knows that? Sergei. Sergei is well aware of that.
Yeah, he is.
And he is arguably the best goalie in the NHL. Probably him and Bobrovsky. Or Bobrovsky. We're talking about
same
Bobrovsky.
Guy.
Vasilevsky are just so good at taking away the bottom part of the net because they're athletic.
Yep.
But they also do spend a lot of time in their reverse.
They do.
Bob pops up and down more than Vasi, I think.
They do. Vasi's almost always in the reverse the entire time the puck's on or below the goal line.
Yeah.
Bob likes to be on his feet a little bit more.
He's up and down a lot, but he still is down a lot.
Yeah.
And look, is it working?
I'd say so.
Right. So next time I see an Instagram post about asking if a guy should be in his reverse when he almost makes a save from a one-timer in the slot and it goes just above his elbow, I'm just going to direct message them and rip them and tell them they're stupid. I don't know. I'm just so sick of it's all we hear about. It's literally all we hear about. In regards to goaltending on social media,
it's a hot button topic now.
I'm just
it is.
It bothers
it's the
me.
Pandemic.
But this is why it bothers me. Right. But it's the pandemic in the other way. Hank thinks it's a pandemic because they're using it too much.
Right. But I'm saying this guy's also questioning if Skinner's using it too much in this situation.
Right.
Potentially because Hank said goalie's using it too much. So now the lens of everything that's happening is, oh, that guy is overusing his RVH.
That's the power of Hank. Hank has completely screwed up my Instagram algorithm to the point where I don't even want to open it anymore.
Yeah, you're getting into the weeds with some of the videos too. But yeah, because NHL on TNT had to fill a 15-minute intermission segment. Your Instagram algorithm is done for like the next 6 months.
It's garbage. All it does is piss me off.
You're not getting out of that.
Yeah,
for like 6 months.
I've got like fishing videos. I've got some NASCAR stuff, and then I've got reverse VH talk. That's all it is. My Explore page is just. It's like every third picture makes me want to throw my phone through the wall.
That's awesome. Yeah. I wouldn't want to live in that.
It's tough. It would probably bug you more. You spend more time in your reverse than I do by quite a bit. I'm on my feet way more than you are, I think.
Yeah, probably.
You'll be in your reverse on the pucks on the half wall.
Yes, assuming that it's moving down towards the goal line.
I don't have the stones to do that. I just don't.
Well, if they wrist it from there, just put your blocker up and stop it. Or your glove.
We're not going through this again. I've been scored on like that.
What do you mean you've been scored on like that?
I've been scored on by a shot while I'm in my reverse far side from a shot that's coming half as the distance. And I opened up like a moron. We talked about this on game 1 or 2.
So it was a shot from the half wall that was going far side post. And you thought you had to reach so far to get it that you reached past it and it hit off you and went in?
No, I opened up. You were here for this, and it wasn't from the half wall. It was from like the hash mark, the outside hash. Well,
that's the half wall.
In between the hash mark of the half wall and the dot. In Macon, a pass low to high to that guy. I'm not explaining this well, but you know what I'm talking about. And they shot it far side, and instead of me catching the puck like you said that I could do if it's shot at me from the half wall, I just opened up my left shoulder and let it go by me.
Yeah, you kind of did this like scooping.
Yeah, and then in my downswing, I look forward and I just see our head coach staring at me in disgust.
from the bench.
Yeah, from the bench. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was half expecting you to
His,
be putting your
hands are in his
helmet on
pockets
already.
or something.
Yeah. I was waiting for him to look at you next. We're in Macon. We're down 3-0. What are we doing?
You're already down 2, and that's the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's tough. That's a tough situation.
Yeah, no one was really saying much to me after that. And I don't know if it's because they were mad at me or if because they were scared to get close to me.
I think it was the second one.
Probably. I would be.
I wouldn't be too vocal after that one either. Towards you.
Yeah. What else we got? Are we almost done here?
Yeah.
I think we should be because this might be every podcast up and this is number 6, right? I've gotten written as number 6.
This is number 6.
Every podcast.
We're limping through it a little bit.
Yeah, up until this point, I've thought we've gotten better.
Okay.
I thought
So what are you saying?
I don't know if today got any better. I feel like today we were very slow, and I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll get some feedback.
Yeah.
I get emails when people subscribe. I'm sure I get emails when people unsubscribe.
Yeah, those would be great.
Yeah.
If you get an email when they unsubscribe, ask them to leave a comment on what. We'll try to address it.
Yeah, please. One thing I did want to mention on the podcast, and I haven't talked to you about it yet, so you might have to edit this out.
Here we go.
Is I want our subscribers. We always want you commenting, asking questions, whatever, but I have a request. I want to know, once Hayden and I figure out how to do this, I want to know which guests you would want to see on our podcast. Now, maybe I shouldn't have said that because they're going to be like, okay, I want to see Henrik Lundqvist on your podcast. I want to see. Realistically, who would you like to see on our podcast? And we'll try and make it happen.
Realistically means basically anybody who's in the NHL or does anything in the NHL or anywhere around that level is not going to be on here.
Right. So
Is what you're saying.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. What I'm struggling with is there's been a few people that have said they want to come on our podcast.
Right.
And maybe I put too much thought into this, but for me, the first guest on our podcast holds some sort of meaning. And I can't make up my mind on who it should be.
Well, I don't know.
And when I get in this kind of situation, I like other people to make the decision for me.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, we did say we need to have a forward.
Yep.
And ask them about this and this.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's an idea. I'm not saying we have to do it. I'm just saying it's an idea.
Yeah.
Because we've mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. For the first one, though, don't we want a goalie for the first one?
I don't know. There's no rules.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no rules on this podcast.
We don't even know how. We don't even know how to get somebody, like how to stream them in.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
We have a long ways to go.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay. Let's wrap this up.
That's our next thing.
I think you have to wrap this one up because I don't think I can. I think it's bad.
Your brain's mush now?
Yeah. I'm just rambling about nothing.
You're just like, we got to end this before I ramble about something else, right?
Yeah.
You want to go back to Tim Thomas?
No. Love the guy. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I haven't seen his the political side of him. I just assumed that I would like it.
What were you about to move on to?
I was just going to say the one thing I did was give my prediction for well, not really. I said that I think the Oilers are going to pump 3 on Sergei tonight.
You did.
Or in the first period. I'm going to say that the Oilers win game 2 5-1.
Wow. It's a lot.
It's a lot. You?
I'm going to go Panthers at home.
What's the score?
Give me 4-2 empty netter.
Okay. We think tonight's going to go differently.
Yeah.
We don't see this one going the same.
No, it's a series. That's what makes it fun.
If you're a betting man, bet on Hayden. Don't take betting advice from me.
Okay. Okay, so hang on. So I believe last week you said that the Panthers are going to win in 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I think I was leaning towards 5. I think I said the
Okay.
Oilers would steal 1 at home.
So what you're telling me is
I know where you're going with this.
what you're telling me is
Yeah.
this is going to be the one game that the Oilers win in the series. They're going to come back. They're going to go back, be at home, get stomped both games, and then lose the cup in Game 5 in Florida.
Potentially. But see now
That would be fun.
I've put myself into a bad spot. I've dug myself a hole, and now I keep digging myself a bigger one. Because now I want to change my opinion, but I can't because I said it, and I don't want to go back on it.
You already said it before. Yeah, you can't.
But I've had
That's
Game
not
1
usually how
education.
Yeah, but that's not how sports takes work.
You're right.
That takes all the fun out of it.
Okay, now I've really dug myself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. To answer your question, yes, I guess that's what I'm saying. They're going to win tonight. They're going to get walloped at home for 2 games in a row, which I can actually see happening, to be honest. And then the Panthers are just going to squeeze one out and win the Stanley Cup in Game 5
Okay.
on their home ice.
So 5, you said the Oilers are going to take what?
The Oilers are going to take Game 2.
Okay. So they'll take 2. Panthers take 2 in Edmonton
Yes.
and win 3 in a row to win the cup.
Panthers won 1 game already. The Oilers are going to win Game 2.
Yes. So if it's a 5-game series,
Yeah.
that means the Panthers will now win 3 in a row.
Yes. Yes.
win the cup.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
You're right.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Holy.
You see where the
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't.
So it all
process
adds up now.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. I think we
Panthers
should.
in 5, baby. Let's
Okay.
go. Oilers by 4 tonight. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I think you're good. You're good. I was just trying to help you. I was just reminding you of your previous take
Yeah.
so that you didn't say something like, well, I think the Oilers are going to win the next 2 in a row,
Yeah. I appreciate that.
you know?
And then people just say, oh, this guy's got no spine. He goes back on his word.
Right. Yeah. He watches Game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you looking out for
Good
me.
point. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's what we're here for.
For the record, I want the Oilers to win in 5, but that's just not going to happen.
You want the Oilers to win the cup?
Yeah, I've said this live on the podcast multiple times. I think
Why?
because they're
Because you want a Canadian team. That's what it is.
and I love Connor McDavid. Sorry,
Did you love his back check in the first period of Game 1?
no,
All right.
I didn't.
Good.
No, I didn't. Maybe it's just the Canadian in me. I don't know.
Did you love Leon Draisaitl hitting shin pads with his own goalie pulled and then not even skating on the back check and trying to one hand just crowbar the guy to get the puck from him?
I would not. I didn't see it, but I would not love that. No, that would piss me off.
That's somewhat the
But
Oilers.
they're still a Canadian team, and a Canadian team hasn't won since before I was born. I want to see it. I'm done. I want to see a Canadian team win the dang Stanley Cup.
Wow.
I want to see what a Canadian city is like after winning the Stanley Cup.
It's not going to exist.
That's not going to exist. No.
So take a good look at what it looks like before they win the cup because you're not going to see what it looks like after.
I mean, we're talking about Edmonton, Alberta. It's not the fanciest place in the world. It could use a makeover, is what I'm saying. But I'm from just outside of Winnipeg.
But
So
we like Alberta.
I love Alberta.
Yeah,
It's the
Alberta's-
Texas of Canada.
All right. I seem to like Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger in Alberta.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of the boys in square toes and cowboy hats. What's not to love?
Yeah, can't hate that, right?
Yeah. Lowest tax in Canada. It's crazy. Good people.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Good people. Good landscape. You know, you
what
get a
I've
little
heard.
bit of the Rockies.
Is that where Banff is?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I had to think for a sec if Banff was in BC or Alberta, but it's only like an hour and a half from Calgary, I think.
I think it's Banff, Alberta, right?
Yeah. Yep. And then you get the prairie. It's a beautiful state. You know, you get a little bit of that Montana landscape too.
You mean province?
Province.
All right. Wait, we need to cut this off.
Thank you for
We're
listening.
getting this thing off. We're done.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You got to cut it. White. Where's my white towel? Holy